We were able to confirm that one deputy as well as one other person was in fact shot and taken to the hospital. The extent of their injuries we do not know at this point and time. New information a little bit from THP. We know that they believe that the suspect is barricaded inside of a home here down on Dry Hollow Road. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see. Still a very active scene here. This is what we have been able to get since the last time we took our live shot. Well, Sarah, despite these unfortunate events that happened here at this Walgreens store in Bluntfield tonight, police did have some good news to pass along. No one was injured during this armed robbery. Yeah, they have gathered here. Just take a look here. I want to show you those people who have gathered outside the convention center here. Maybe about 15-20 minutes ago, we saw people started showing up, shouting a number of different things. United, the people will not be defeated. They are speaking out against Donald Trump rallying here in downtown Knoxville tonight. When talking with the police earlier today, I want to put some things in perspective here. They're saying that the limited light in this alley, it's a little bit dark now. I'm going to ask my photographer to turn the light off on our camera so you can see just how dark it is out here. We haven't gone off the air or anything, but this is just to show you how dark it is out here when there's no street lights. And kind of what they're doing now is sifting through, talking to witnesses and trying to put the puzzle pieces together to find out exactly what took place, what transpired here yesterday when Angela Williams was struck and eventually lost her life after that vehicle hit her. It happened right here in the heart of downtown Kingsport. A white-tailed deer jumped through this glass window at the post office. Yvonne Warman's typical run to the post office in downtown Kingsport didn't go quite as expected today.
I came in the other end of the building and there was a note on the door that it was closed because of broken glass.
Broken glass that was shattered after police say a deer jumped through a front window.
It makes no sense why one would jump through a window at the post office.
Police say the deer ran across the street and jumped through this window here at the post office in downtown Kingsport. Once inside, police say the deer made a huge mess.
Well, obviously it's a wild animal. It got inside, it was injured, it was frantic, it panicked and was trying to find a way out, and so it did a lot of damage in the process.
Tom Patton with Kingsport Police says the deer was severely injured when it smashed through the glass. He told me today Kingsport police officers witnessed this incident.
Their general remarks were that if they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they would have thought it was a crime scene they were walking into. It was quite a sight.
A sight Yvonne Warman believes could have been avoided.
We need to provide more green space for our animals.
In Kingsport, Curtis McLeod, News Channel 11, in your corner. The flashing amber lights are now gone, and so are most investigators. But still, the wounds are fresh on Deputy Jenna Markland's face, the wounds of a shooting victim, the wounds of a survivor.
I think I feel a lot better than I look.
Fresh out of a hospital bed, Deputy Markland told me this afternoon she's ready to go back to work.
I'd come back tomorrow if they would let me.
It's safe to say that becoming a Carter County Sheriff's deputy is part of her destiny, Jenna's birthright, so to speak.
Law enforcement to me it's a family business. My dad was in law enforcement for years. He actually used to be the chief here at Carter County.
So on Wednesday night, Jenna did what was natural instinct for her. She put her training at the academy to use.
You go to work every day expecting something like this to happen. You have to be prepared and ready.
That night, Jenna and several other deputies, along with the Carter County Sheriff, were involved in a shootout with this man, 36-year-old Kelly Pitts.
When I first heard shots fired, is that I've got to get out of the vehicle. And I tried my best to get out. And I ended up getting out and crouching back behind one of the cars.
Those patrol cars were riddled with bullets. Authorities have since told us that Pitts was armed and fired at deputies with an AK-47 assault rifle. Still, Deputy Markland and the others on scene that night never wavered.
My main goal was, watching my fellow officers' backs and, keep myself safe as well.
So today, Deputy Jenna Markland is proud and thankful that she's alive to tell this tale. In Carter County, Curtis McLeod, News Channel 11, in your corner. Gary Williams has lived here on Kinsler Avenue in Kingsport for 20 years. And in that time, he's watched as the vines and brush from these trees creep up and cover the power lines.
It's very dangerous. Somebody was standing under this thing and it decided to explode. Somebody's going to get hurt.
People here in this Kingsport community tell me they've made numerous requests to the power company to have this brush removed from those power lines. They say after weeks, some say even years, the brush is still there.
I've lived here going on 3 years. I've called the power company and asked them.
Randall Blair made his most recent call to the power company about 2 weeks ago.
It's gonna bring it down.
He says he wants this cleaned up before someone gets hurt.
Lady's grandkids come out there and that line's laying there. Who's responsible?
We reached out to American Electric Power today and received this statement. The job ticket you described was dated April 22nd and was in our company representative's truck to be worked as of today. Our procedure for Kingsport Power when receiving the tree-related work orders is to follow up to review the situation as soon as we can work it into the schedule of our forestry crew. While this news puts some community members at ease, Gary Williams says having the power lines cleared would give him peace.
I hope they do their job. That's all. You know, I mean, they know the dangers of this.
Now, I'm told that crews were expected to come by and survey this area today. If they don't get to it today, it's possible they could come by sometime later this week. In the meantime, if they do find a problem here in this area with this brush on the power lines, they will schedule an outage to work on this area. We'll stay on top of them for you, but for now, we are live in Kingsport tonight. Curtis McLeod, News Channel 11, in your corner. We are live at the city salt bin. Take a look behind me. You'll see it here. Salt bin, salt piled up here, and no crews in sight. That's because they're out right now doing what they do best, putting that salt down so that there aren't issues like there were earlier this morning. Had the opportunity to speak with people here at the City Public Works Department. They're telling me it was all about time. They say that they called crews in at 5 a.m. That's right around the time most people were getting started with their morning commute. For Josette Guest, getting into downtown Johnson City Tuesday morning was nothing short of a nightmare. She was traveling down Baxter Street, getting ready to turn right onto Unaka Avenue. As soon as she came to the stop sign,
my brakes didn't work. I slid. It was quite icy.
Ice and snow that hadn't been plowed or treated. We ran into Josette in downtown Johnson City. Other people reached out to us through Facebook and email about patches of ice on the roads making travel difficult throughout the city.
We didn't get out quite as early as we'd hoped or could have, but we acted on the basis of information with regards to the when the snow began to fall or when the road conditions had deteriorated.
Arsenault says crews got the call to come to work at 5 a.m. Sullivan County crews started an hour earlier. We heard no problems from people in that area. Chris Sally with the County Highway Department says when it comes to removing snow and applying salt, timing is everything.
It's knowing when to put it down, it's knowing when to take it off, and that comes with experience.
Back in Johnson City, Arsenault says they pre-treat roads on case-by-case basis. From now on, Josette Gus says she'll drive a little more carefully in the snow, but at the same time wants the city to do their part in a timely fashion.
It's the individual's responsibility to be a safe driver, and it's the city's responsibility to be on the roads and clearing them up as much as possible.
Back here live at the city salt bin, we are still going to do our due diligence and check in with the city and see that they follow through with starting early tomorrow morning. Coming up on the news at 5:30, I'll talk more with Sullivan County and their efforts, what they did differently than Johnson City to make sure that their roads were clear during the morning hours. But for now, we are live in the snow in Johnson City this afternoon. Curtis McLeod, News Channel 11, in your corner.